I got a letter, I suppose you could call it a letter, from a couple of little girls who need a hand in the garden with a retaining wall.
My name is Emma.
And I'm Sarah. As you can see, our wall's falling over.
Jason,
We need your help.
Hello.
How you going, Jason?
Must be Mark.
How are you?
Come out here.
Hey.
These are your 3 daughters?
Yes.
You're the littlest, you must be Emma. Correct. Sarah.
Hello.
And Julie.
Nice to meet you, Jason.
All right, so what's the problem?
Our retaining wall is falling over and we need your help.
Okay, let's go and check out this problem wall. Dad, you've been letting the kids play with this?
I have, yeah.
Can I show you something that will absolutely scare you? And I guarantee you I could pull this over. You know, imagine, look at this.
Oh, look, girls.
Imagine if one of the girls with her thongs
Terrible.
was underneath that.
Yeah, not good.
Good news is they did it wrong, so it should come out easy, but I've still got my work cut out for me. While I'm on a roll. Hello. It's a funny looking coffee, but I prefer it because I'm a big kid. Now, you can put the retaining wall straight back where the old one was if you like, but I noticed that it wasn't really squared or anything. What I've done is I've measured off the back of the house in a couple of points, so my wall's going to end up back in here somewhere. What we're going to do is a footing. It'll be about 400 mil wide and about 300 mil deep. It pretty much works like an anchor. The bigger the boat, the bigger the anchor. The bigger the wall, the bigger the footing. Now, I can actually fill this whole space with concrete, but it's just a waste of money. Got a couple old sleepers here. I don't care whether I cover them up and lose them, but at least it gives me a height to set to. Now, we're using 1.2 metres of concrete. If it's more than that, we're in trouble. It costs us 460 bucks. The smaller amounts of concrete are a little bit more expensive, but when you compare it to knocking it up yourself, it's worth it. What I'm doing here is laying them out dry. I'll lift them out in a minute, but I'm finding all the hole spaces. So in every second one, I can spear one of these Rio rods, and that'll tie the wall into the footing, making the whole thing nice and strong. Now, it's really important to think safe. Even in the backyard, it's important to put these yellow caps on. You don't want anyone falling on one of these rods that are sticking out of the ground. And that's especially important because we have to leave it overnight so the concrete can dry. It's another day and it's another dollar, but it's the exciting stuff. We get to build the wall. First thing we need to do is set out the ends and make sure our blocks fit, but the rods that I put in yesterday will help us with that. When you're setting up a string line, it's important that you're as accurate as possible. The block gets the string roughly in the right spot, but as you're working, you're going to knock it and bang it. I've just got a piece of paper off the bag that the cement's in, and then I'll weigh that down with a brick, and now it can't move. You notice I'm laying the blocks so they don't sit directly on top of each other. This is called stretcher bond, and it's a lot stronger. Now, this is called core filling. And I'm doing every second pier because I only put the Rio in every second pier. Over the top, I'm going to lay some capping so you won't see any of the goings-on or the workings of the wall. So to keep as much water as possible away from the wall, I'm running an ag line behind the wall and then some blue metal to divert the water. Well, our block work's finished. We've levelled off an area and I found that we need a small step here. The reason why I've done it in treated pine is if I did this out of block as well, the concrete footing that I'd have to sit on would cost 10 times more than the one block that I'd be putting in position. And so the family can make the most of our new flat area, we're paving between the 2 new retaining walls. I've already undercoated the wall with a texture primer, which will help with the next paint application. Now I'm going to render it with a textured paint. This will give it a bag rendered finish, and because we're applying it directly with a lamb's wool applicator, it's a lot faster and easier than render. But you get exactly the same look. Righto, time to pretty things up. So we're planting viburnum and loropetalum. Both these guys want to get to about 3 metres tall, but I can easily keep them to about 1.2. And the contrast between the large leaf of the viburnum and the tiny, dainty little leaf with the burgundy colour of the loropetalum is beautiful. Underneath the ornamental pears, we've got snow in summer. They'll grow out and spill out over the wall, and when you're looking up from the bottom of the garden, make it nice and soft. There you go, from a backyard with a dodgy retaining wall to a beautiful, safe and useful garden. Oh, look at this. Thank you, BHG. Wow, it's made it all worthwhile. And a thank you card. Thanks, Em. Thanks, Sarah. It's nice to be appreciated. I hope you enjoy your little garden. What do you like about it the most?
Definitely the wool. And the flowers and plants. Yeah.
If I come back in a year's time, will this all be hedged up nicely and well watered?
Yeah.
Oh, I might just have to do that for another cake.